When you ask most people questions about HDMI, what comes to mind is just a cable that transmits display and sound from probably a PC to a monitor or maybe a TV. They're not wrong though, but that's like saying a smartphone is used for making calls in 2026. HDMI has been reintroduced in different versions like HDMI 1.4, 2.0, 2.1, and the list keeps going, each version having new features and capabilities. HDMI 1.4 was introduced with a feature called eARC, while HDMI 2.1 was introduced with an improvement on that feature called eARC. In this video, we'll be explaining both eARC or ARC and eARC or eARC, what they are capable of, and how understanding these little differences can transform your audio experience from a regular flat-sounding 2D sound to a 3D cinema-like effect. Taking advantage of features like Dolby Atmos and DTS-X already in your TV, soundbar, and even your PC, idling and wasting away. eARC or ARC stands for Audio Return Channel, while eARC stands for Enhanced Audio Return Channel. The main aim of these features is to enable you transmit sound from your TV to an external audio system like your soundbar or AV receiver using a single HDMI cable. Back in the days, there were these skinny looking auxiliary cables that did the job. We also had AV optical cables when DVD was still a thing. And there's also Bluetooth. These were great, but they all had one particular limitation, something called bandwidth rate. Bandwidth rate describes the amount of audio file details that can be pushed from, let's say, your TV while you're watching Netflix to your soundbar or home theater setup per second. These audio file details can include instructions on what's happening inside the sound, like telling each speaker in your soundbar the particular sound to play and the particular sound to ignore for other speakers to play, and when to play them. The amount of audio file details that can be transmitted from your audio device to and fro determines not just the sound quality but the sound depth. In other words, the bigger the bandwidth rate, the better the sound effect you can get out of your audio devices. The key difference between ARC and eARC lies in their audio bandwidth and the audio formats they support. Both features allow a single HDMI cable to send audio from a TV back to an external audio system. ARC has a lower bandwidth rate of 1 megabyte per second, which is low. Also, it only permits compressed audio formats. A compressed audio format can be compared to editing a photo that has already been exported. What you can do with it is just very limited because you can't move the individual elements in the photo. Compressed format includes 2D surround sounds like Dolby Digital and DTS, including a compressed, limited, and inferior version of Dolby Atmos. In other words, you can enjoy a 2D level surround effect using ARC, similar to what you get playing over Bluetooth. eARC, on the other hand, has a bandwidth rate of 37 megabytes per second, which, by the way, is insane and supports lossless and uncompressed audio formats, which can be compared to getting the raw file of a Photoshop image where every element in the picture can be adjusted and played around with. That includes 3D sound formats like Dolby True HD, DTS HD Master Audio, including full and lossless Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, which is the same as what you get in the cinema. eARC also supports up to 32 channels of audio, which is more than capable of turning your house to a mini cinema. Also, ARC might have some lag and lip sync issues when playing super high quality videos. eARC, on the other hand, is spot on with additional built-in lip sync correction. The funny thing is that you can have both Dolby Atmos and DTS-X capable TV and soundbar and still not have a 3D sound. That's because eARC can only function using ultra high-speed HDMI cable that can transmit the full 32 megabytes per second bandwidth. This is where you should pay attention because a lot of people get it wrong and complain about the products having fake Dolby Atmos. Most of the cables people use are for HDMI 1.4 and cannot transmit above 1 megabyte per second. And that alone can turn your advanced sound system and Dolby Atmos enabled TV into a 2D Dolby digital device. And funny enough, ultra high-speed HDMI cables are not expensive. You can check the description of this video for links. You'll notice the difference when watching Netflix with a Dolby Atmos supported movie from the same soundbar you felt was crap. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more videos that help you get the best out of your electronics. I'm Justin. Bye bye.